I guess it's live.
Yeah, it's live now.
Yeah, cool.
Okay, guys, we are live now. Assalamu alaikum and hi everyone. This is Faraz. This week we are having IGDA Pakistan Game Dev Week powered by Ijat Labs. And today the discussion panel is about game development career in Pakistan. And we are joined by Faizan Iftikhar, Amal Ali Zaib, and Khala Khurshid in the discussion. So first we will start with a little bit of introduction, like who are we, what are we doing, and how's our journey so far in the Pakistan game industry. So we will start first with the Faizan Iftikhar.
Okay. Assalamu alaikum everybody. Hi, I'm Faizan Iftikhar. I'm currently working as Chief Gaming Officer at Gen I Team Solutions. Basically, role मेरा executive producer का है. I did my bachelor's back in 2004 from UCP. Worked for a couple of years in a non-gaming industry, Techlogics में काम किया. After that, I did my master's from Carnegie Mellon, IT management. एक साल business analysis में काम किया, and eventually I landed up at Gen I team. और उसके बाद से it's been 10 years now, and I'm working in the game development field, and so far I'm going on. So let's hope for the best.
Yeah, Amal.
Assalamualaikum. My name is Amal Upal Anik, and I currently work with Revolving Games. I've got like about 8 years experience in the industry. I graduated back in 2011 from the National College of Arts, NCA, as a painter, surprisingly. And but now I do 2D and 3D environment art. So yeah.
Yeah. Khala.
Okay, yeah. My name is Khala Khurshid. I graduated from NUST. Surprisingly, I graduated in mechatronics engineering, which has no link to gaming at all. But yeah, I changed my field, joined VR Play, also called WRP Studios. I've been working at VR Play for like more than 6 years now. And yeah, gaming has kind of become my passion now. I think that's pretty much it.
Yeah. Ali.
Yeah, hello everyone. So my name is Ali Zaib, and I have been working in the gaming industry for 5 years. I graduated from Punjab University in 2015. So I worked like my basic expertise are making 3D games, the game development cycle. I have worked on MMOs, RPGs, Clash of Clans like games, and for the past 3 years I have been working in VR. So I'm working on basically a meeting solution that you can have the meeting like we are having this meeting in virtual reality in a VR headset. So yeah, I'm working in Arthur Technologies by now.
Okay. So a bit about myself, Faraz Rashid, and currently I'm studying interaction design and game development in Sweden, Gothenburg at Chalmers University. And before that, I have worked for about 5 years in the Pakistan games industry at the GameStorm Studios, Karachi. I joined as a junior game developer back in 2015, and then over the years, I moved on to the role of like lead game developer to oversee the pipeline of engineering and game design. I'm still kind of working for them remotely over a few projects, but it's like a part-time kind of. And here in Sweden, I'm intern at a mixed reality studio. They are called Out Here, and we are working on like how to tell interactive stories in VR. Yeah.
Interesting.
Okay, so the first thing we will start with, like, how did you guys convince your parents to pursue this as a career? Because mostly like elderly people are not aware of this industry right now. And since it's the like a biggest digital media field and there's a huge potential of games, especially in Pakistan, but I don't know, like people think like you are not contributing to the society and it is not improving you as a person. Because in my case, over the years, I've seen like a lot of growth, like in my personality and knowledge about the world. It's apart from the like the technical expertise I gained. So what do you think? Like, how did you manage to convince your parents? They think it's like not a real job, but yeah, they think like their kids should not pursue this as a career.
I think it's the generational gap, which I like. You have to give some time for everyone to catch up to the new things that are being churned out. I mean, even today, like if we take out a game in the next 2 months, by 2 months the tech will have changed again. So I guess it's about trying to keep up with it. And some of us are lucky. Like in my case, I was really lucky to have parents who were raised on Ataris, and they were so excited when the new computer came out. I think it was a Windows 96 or something, but they forgot about us over that PC. So some of us were really lucky to have that kind of background, and I guess pressure बहुत ज़्यादा हो गया उसके बाद कि क्या कर सकते
Yeah.
हैं अब आप इसके अंदर
Yeah.
कि ज़ाया नहीं करनी है opportunity अब.
Yeah. Exactly.
So yeah.
या सो
Yeah.
फॉर मी मेरे साथ भी ऐसे था कि बचपन से गेम्स खेलने का शौक था. पेरेंट्स हमेशा से सपोर्टिव रहे, तो ऐसा मुझे तो ऐसा इतना इशू नहीं हुआ इस चीज़ में. तो लेकिन यही है कि जो आपका शौक है, अगर आप वो काम कर रहे हो तो आप काफ़ी अच्छा कर लेते हैं, तो ऐसे कैसे भी कमा ही लेते हो, उसमें करियर बना ही लेते हो, अगर जेन्युइनली आप ट्राई करो किसी चीज़ के लिए. तो ऐसा मेरे लिए मैं लकी था कि मुझे ऐसा पेरेंट की तरफ से सपोर्ट ही थी हमेशा से.
सही. एंड फैजान, आपके साथ भी यही केस था?
बिल्कुल भी नहीं. मेरे केस में आई मीन के पेरेंट्स की तरफ से सपोर्ट उसरा ऑफ कोर्स आई मीन आई डोंट से एनीथिंग अबाउट इट, बट ये कि मैंने अपने आप को खुद मोटिवेटेड रखा था कि नहीं यार करना है. शुरू से एक शौक था. आई हैड अ लव फॉर गेमिंग. खेलता भी था. एक क्यूरियोसिटी भी होती थी कि हाउ डू दे मेक सच अ ब्यूटीफुल थिंग in just a small screen or like PC screen. Even when I started working at Gen I team, still my parents weren't convinced कि यार ये सही नहीं कर रहे. एक stable company में से पहला था उनका, you left that and what are you doing, क्या कर रहे हो. But eventually this just happened like 3 weeks ago that my father finally said कि यार हाँ अब तुम कुछ कर रहे हो, you have kids, you're supporting them and all that. मैं कहा चलें, thank you so much. So it was a tough battle, but I guess the important thing is that KG, you have to stay self motivated. अगर आप उसके बारे में passionate हो, just like what Ali said, there is always room at the top. Try to excel yourself. So far so good. I mean, finally जाके I am getting the expected acknowledgement from my parents.
Of course. Congratulations,
Cool.
that's a milestone.
Yeah. Okay, so for me, because I did the mechatronics and mainly it was robotics, even my final year project. And so when I joined VR Play, my parents were like, first they didn't know that this is a field also, like gaming is a field,
Yeah.
Game dev industry. They were like shocked that you left all that what you studied and now you're going into that. By the way, for me it was just by chance. I had never thought that I would join this industry. And I had also been very lucky. Not even once they criticized me or anything. And because I started to enjoy my job, even till this day, I've never taken it as a job. It has been fun. It is indeed very tough because most of the people do not understand it, that how tough it is. They're like, oh yeah, you're playing
Yeah.
games. Because for me, I started in QA, quality assurance, at VR Play. So you have to also, there's black box as well as white box. In black box testing, you actually have to play it. They saw me, even then my parents at home playing it all the time. They were like, yeah, okay, you're playing games. Oh, that's cool. You have a good job. But yeah, in the end, like in that aspect, it was hard to make them understand how hard it is to keep that attention span for that long, 8 hours, 9 hours a day. But yeah, they have been very supportive. And I have all my time, even till now, I have enjoyed in this industry.
Very nice, very nice.
Okay, nice. Yeah. एक और question था कि since you guys are like in industry for a long time, like what are the main roles in the industry you can join as? If you're talking about the Pakistan game industry, I mean like entry level positions, and over the years, like after 4 or 5 years, at which position you can reach, like both as a programmer and both as an artist.
There's so many. Where do we start?
Exactly. So
Like, even with 3D, there are so many new ones.
I didn't
Yeah.
actually get your question exactly. Like position, like how? I mean,
Like for example, if you're an artist,
yeah.
then you start as like a junior artist. then over the years how much you can grow, like creative director
All right,
so these kind of
yeah.
things.
Okay, I
Nitin,
think Amal can answer that better, being an artist.
Well,
I think
in
so.
my case, I literally just walked into the studio and I had a bunch of ideas and they really liked it. And then I was an intern who didn't know how to use a tablet at all. फिर भी अपनी उंगली से trackpad के ऊपर सारी चीजें बना रही होती थी. And they were like, no, that's not how it's done in the rest of the world. So I think first of all, what you have to do is you have to really assess what you want to do, like what interests you, whether it's developing side, whether it's the marketing side, the art side, QA, all those things. Once you've decided on that, I think you should start with an internship and just test out the different, what would you call it, the vibes that the workspaces have, because everyone has a really unique vibe according to what everyone's passion is. And once you've done that, then it doesn't matter if you can draw or not. It matters if you have the idea and the passion to follow through, because they'll have an artist to like train you and teach you, and you will learn. So I would say on an entry level, start anywhere, but just start and make sure that you follow through on wherever you're going. So yeah, I don't know about the dev side.
Yes. Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, for me, like as a developer, like I joined like as a junior developer, but that how it works in the like especially in the Pakistan game industry, you have to take ownership of your work. So over the years, like I started doing things I was not asked for. Like I started like jumping into the like game design and a bit of like overtaking the post-production process.
okay.
So yeah, so this is like what I feel like it's better if you want to grow in Pakistan game industries. You should take like more ownership of your work. You can join as a developer, but maybe you have to do more than you asked. And then like I moved on. Yeah. Then
I
I moved
totally
on to
agree.
yeah. So
Totally agree.
I became like on paper I was a programmer, but I was kind of like a man in the middle for both like artists and programmers. And this is like what usually students they don't know before they jump into the industry. They think like if you are a programmer, then you only have to deal with the programming. You don't have to be like creative, or you don't have to like communicate with others from other disciplines.
Yep.
Yeah.
Agreed.
Yes. So
Yeah.
to answer, like you asked for, like I can explain the current roles that I have seen in the industry. For example, if you are coming as a developer, so there are mainly two paths. Either you can work on the client side, which will be you are working on the developing the game, basically the 3D visual output of the game. Other option is you can join as a server engineer. In this case, you will develop all the server backend, which is the APIs, all the login, authentication, database, and if your game is multiplayer, then design the multiplayer server. And these are just not discrete roles. Like client side and server side need to communicate with each other uh, in depth. And if you're an artist, like in art, I have seen various roles. Like either you're working as an environmental artist, you are a UI designer, you are a 3D modeler. So these kind, or are you like you can be an art director, which will set up all the pipeline. So in art, there are defined roles, but in development, mainly two base categories: client side engineering and server side. And other than that, you can join as a QA. QA, you can do manual QA, which will be just testing the app, and you can basically do automations in which you will write automation script in which the program will test the game. Other than that, there is project management and game design. Game design is sort of new because like
Yeah.
it's not that rigid, because most of the work, like if you are doing services, client is providing most of the work. So like these are the main roles. And like if you are working in the industry, you will obviously a senior word will be added in with your designation, senior
Yeah.
artist, senior developer. And
Yeah.
so
Exactly. जो game design है वो kind of spread out हुई हुई है different departments में, मतलब हर कोई थोड़ा
yeah,
बहुत अपना input दे रहा
वो
होता
भी
है.
डेवलप हो रही है.
Yeah.
I
kind
think
by
हम बड़े लकी हैं
It's,
कि
Yeah.
हम डेवलपमेंट पायनियरिंग साइड पे
Yeah.
हैं, क्योंकि अभी
uh,
डिफाइन नहीं हुए एग्जैक्टली रोल्स हो क्या क्या सकते
And
हैं. So like even in the art side, you sorry.
yeah.
like and
And
again जस्ट ये डेवलप हो रही है, मतलब इसको दूसरी तरह से भी देख सकते हैं, अभी कोई नहीं है, तो अगर किसी बंदे को जेन्युइन गेम डिजाइन का शौक है तो वो जाके स्टैंडर्ड सेट करेगा इंडस्ट्री में
Yeah,
कि इस
Yeah,
तरह करनी है।
yeah,
yeah,
सो
exactly.
yeah. And
No, I think
same
it's really
case I
good.
think is for the programming. Like we are just called like game programmer, but we don't have like specialized areas like you are an AI programmer or like you are a tools programmer or like a graphics programmer.
Yes, अभी इतना
Yeah.
I guess if I add on to that, हमारा yes we have a good breadth of jobs right now. एक आपका programmer है, artist है, producers भी they're taking the role. Game designers is something it's like finding needle
Currently
in the
lacking.
haystack. वो लेकिन उधर एक हमें जरूरत है ऐसा ऐसा initially industry को भी जरूरत नहीं थी लेकिन since with the advent of serious gamers coming in making quality content तो game designers की भी जरूरत और पड़ रही है उनकी नीड है उसके अलावा बाकी जो बात है yes प्रोग्रामिंग साइड पे टूल चेन प्रोग्रामर्स होते हैं VFX प्रोग्रामर्स भी होते हैं इवन बट अभी हमारे केस में आई थिंक जस्ट कॉलिंग देम प्रोग्रामर और गेम प्रोग्रामर और एन इंजीनियर ये एक काफी एक वो है ब्रॉड ट्रैक है यू आर एक्सपेक्टेड टू एवरीथिंग कि जी आपने एआई भी कर ली इसमें आपने VFX का भी काम कर लिया
Yeah,
बट
animations.
लाइक
Yeah.
जेनेरिक थिंग कि जिस तरह स्पेसिफिक होता है इंटरनेशनल मार्केट्स में उस तरह नहीं है यहाँ पे यू जस्ट इंजीनियर देन यूर सीनियर सॉफ्टवेयर इंजीनियर PSC एंड आर्किटेक्ट में भी इस केस में आई गेस आर्ट साइड पे अमल जो कह रही है आई एग्री विद दैट एज
Art
वेल
side pe, the thing is, in the art side, I didn't even know I was going to be an environment artist. I didn't know that that's what it was called at that point.
Yeah,
I just entered as an
exactly.
artist, and before I knew it, I was working on UI, and then I was working on VFX, and then I was working on like 2D, and then suddenly 3D, and it was very confusing. But it gave me a lot of opportunity to literally look at each and everything जो मैंने देखना था, जिसके अंदर मैंने उंगली मारनी थी मैंने मार दी, और जब मुझे पसंद आया कुछ तो फिर मैंने जाके डिसाइड किया कि ओए मुझे तो एनवायरनमेंट आर्ट बहुत पसंद है, मैं तो बहुत इन्वॉल्व हो रही हूँ इन द होल क्रिएशन ऑफ द वर्ल्ड. सो
Exactly. Adding on to what you said, Amal, के exactly. I mean, पहले मेरा भी था कि 3D आर्टिस्ट है तो यार सब कुछ कर लेना चाहिए उससे कैरेक्टर भी बना
वो
ले एनवायरनमेंट भी
पाइपलाइन
बना
तो
ले बट
गई.
इट्स लाइक अ वेरी डिटेल्ड थिंग कि कैरेक्टर मॉडलर फर्क है यू गॉट एनवायरनमेंट आर्टिस्ट फिर आगे एक ये भी होता है कि लुक एंड फील के आर्टिस्ट भी होते हैं जो कि VFX में होता है आई
पॉलिशर,
एम नॉट श्योर
टेक्निकल
कि
आर्टिस्ट.
ये इतना ज्यादा हमारी इंडस्ट्री में भी है बट व्हाट आई हैव हर्ड एंड सीन इज दैट देयर आर पीपल हु जस्ट वर्क ऑन द लुक एज वेल
Yes. Concept
Yeah.
art, people mostly work on developing the entire feel of what everything will be before it even goes into development. So yeah. And now I'm
Yeah.
glad कि specialization थोड़ी बहुत हो रही है because it allows room for a lot of growth and further
Mhm.
specialization.
एक और चीज़ मैंने सुनी थी अराउंड 2 years बैक मैंने पाकिस्तान में GTC कॉन्फ्रेंस अटेंड करी थी इस्लामाबाद में तो वहाँ पर मेहरान खान इफ पीपल नो
Oh yeah, he's
yeah
at Fair Play these days.
yeah he shared like Pakistan doesn't have technical artists so because mostly the modelers and the
Yes.
designers they are coming from the like advertisement agencies background. So sometimes like they don't know like how to deal with like real-time engines because like how many polygons or draw calls you have in like 3ds Max, they are different in Unreal or Unity. And I think like this is what our studio struggled because we hired the modelers and artists who were like from like pre-render background, and then we had
Architectural drafting, all of that.
yeah. So, like, do you think like technical artists, it's still kind of field which can grow in Pakistan? Like, is it like the hottest area to do as a job?
This is a very big problem in the current gaming industry. Like I can explain. The thing is, जैसे अभी आर्टिस्ट है ना, मतलब हमने ना वॉल्स बना दी. गेम डेवलपमेंट ना एक पूरा प्रोडक्ट है जिसमें ऐसे नहीं है कि डेवलपर है तो डेवलपर आर्टिस्ट उसे आर्टिस्ट का ना पता, वो आर्टिस्ट को कहता है बस मुझे FX दे दो मैं खुद इंटीग्रेट कर लूंगा. आर्टिस्ट को डेवलपर का नहीं पता होता. मतलब टेक्निकल आर्टिस्ट होता क्या है, वो बेसिकली ऐसा बंदा है जिसे आर्ट की भी नॉलेज है और इन डेप्थ डेवलपमेंट की भी नॉलेज है.
Yeah,
तो हम
exactly.
हमारी डायरेक्शन ही नहीं है. मतलब अगर आप सोचें कि अगर अगले 3-4 साल में होंगे तो आई डोंट थिंक होंगे क्योंकि रोल एग्जिस्ट ही नहीं करता, माइंडसेट ही नहीं है कि उस तरफ जाना. तो बेसिकली ये जो हमने अभी बैरियर्स लगा दिए ना कि सर्वर इंजीनियर है, मुझे नहीं पता तुम किस तरह काम करते हो, मुझे बस ये API का रिजल्ट दो मैं उसे इंटीग्रेट कर लूंगा. ये चीजें खत्म होंगी तो फिर टेक्निकल आर्टिस्ट भी आएगा. फिर ये बेसिकली हाइब्रिड रोल है बिटवीन
Totally
आर्ट एंड
agree.
डेवलपमेंट.
Yeah.
इसी तरह
Yeah.
इस तरह हर एक में है, सर्वर और क्लाइंट में भी है. तो ये है कि माइंडसेट चेंज करने की जरूरत है यहाँ पे, मतलब इमरान
अभी तो
खान
अप्रोप्रिएशन का माइंड सेट हमने वो नहीं किया, एनालाइज नहीं किया कि इट्स स्टिल नॉट कंसिडर्ड रॉन्ग टू पायरेट, कॉपी और यूज समवन एल्सेस आईपी. लाइक वी जस्ट, यू गाइस नो पाकिस्तान में कितना आजकल ये रौला चल रहा है अबाउट दिस कि आईपीज तो है ही नहीं किसी के, एंड व्हाट डू यू कॉल दैट,
यस
trademark, you call it trademark, or you know when you register something to
कॉपीराइट्स.
just your work. Yes,
कॉपीराइट
copyrights,
होता है,
exactly.
ट्रेडमार्क होता है, दोनों होते हैं जी.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So they don't consider that as your own personal thing. You can just go online, lift someone else's UI और जी लगा दिया आपने थोड़े बहुत Photoshop में changes करके. तो ये अभी respect भी बढ़ना है, और ये I think सिर्फ experience के साथ ही आएगा. जिस तरह experience के
एग्जैक्टली
साथ हमें अब
एग्जैक्टली.
पता चल रहा है कि अब
एग्जैक्टली.
हमें technical artist की भी जरूरत है, designer की भी जरूरत है, narrative writer की भी जरूरत है,
हाँ,
Yeah.
middleman बहुत चाहिए.
बिल्कुल
तो
आई
हाँ,
एग्री विद
जैसे
यू.
जैसे
आई मीन
develop हो रहा है.
आज से 3 साल पहले, जो अभी अली से बात कर रहे हैं कि 3 साल बाद शायद हो, आज से 3 साल पहले हम कहते थे गेम डिजाइनर, अच्छा वो क्या है. आई मीन
It's
क्या?
हमारी कंपनी में डिस्कशन हुई थी, कोई यार कोई स्टैट्स का बंदा देख लेते हैं तो वो जो ना कैलकुलेशंस करके हमें दे देगा, वो हमें इतनी जरूरत नहीं है, वो हम खुद कर सकते हैं. बट विद टाइम वी आल्सो लर्न कि यार नहीं, गेम डिजाइनर की जरूरत पड़ती है. और ये टेक्निकल आर्टिस्ट वाली बात है, बड़ी अच्छी बात है ये कि जी वी नीड पीपल. अभी तो प्रोड्यूसर ये रोल जैसे तैसे फिल करता है टू कम्युनिकेट बिटवीन आर्ट एंड द टेक्निकल बंदा, या गेम डिजाइनर कर लेता है. बट इवेंचुअली ये एक नीड आहिस्ता आहिस्ता जिस तरह मार्केट इवॉल्व होएगी तो ये नीड भी सामने आएगी. सो आई गेस लेट द
Yeah.
मार्केट ग्रो एंड थ्राइव, फिर साथ के साथ ये नीड भी आती जाएगी.
I like that we're all impatient though. I really like that everyone's impatient for the market to hurry up and catch up to everyone's ideas. So
I
और
think for, to improve this, like to answer Faraz's original question, that how it can be like, I think student level par hi, there needs to be more awareness among people,
Yes.
especially for instance, you say someone likes art. Okay, yeah, I'm just gonna draw, or I'm just gonna learn Maya, or for instance, I'm in video editing, I'm just gonna get After Effects, Premiere. That's not it. I think
Yep.
this awareness, it needs to be like, we also as seniors should shed more light into it. Also on university level, कि जब आप लोगों को काउंसिल कर रहे होते हो कि हाँ गेम डेव इंडस्ट्री यू हैव टू जॉइन इट, उनको आप हमें एक्सप्लेन करना चाहिए, इट्स नॉट जस्ट आर्ट, यू हैव टू हैव मोर नॉलेज ऑल्सो कि आपका जो आर्ट वर्क है हाउ इट्स गोना बी यूज्ड इन डेव. फॉर इंस्टेंस डेव को इट शुड नॉट बी लाइक कि हर चीज उस पर डिपेंडेंट है, आपने एक चीज बना के दे दी, दैट्स इट. You need
Yeah.
आप
more
कम से कम
input.
0-0 पे सेट करके एक्सपोर्ट कर लो, बड़ी बात होगी.
Yeah.
Exactly, but awareness
I bet
बहुत
all of you
चाहिए.
guys have gone through that.
Exactly, because I am right now as मैं projects manage कर रही हूँ for user acquisition team at VR Play, creative team with video editing, making ads and all, and I myself go through it also on a daily level, because I expect that someone has knowledge other than the softwares they are used to working on, and this need
Yeah.
कि आप अपने free time में you research more, and ये चीज it's really less in people research more, अपने आप को खुद aware करना. And to learn more
No,
about stuff,
completely
this
agree with
needs to be
that.
worked on.
ये बहुत अच्छा पॉइंट है कॉल आपका. आई मीन ये ओनरशिप
Yeah.
है, देयर इज अ डायर नीड कि अगर आपने
It comes
कुछ
under
अच्छा
ownership.
बनाना है तो the team has to gel in with the pinch of ownership in it.
True. That's really true. Sense of responsibility also.
No, and about the exposure thing, about the exposure point that you made, I think that's so valid, because apart from I think Maya, Photoshop, and the basic Panche softwares, a lot of people don't really research into the amount of different kinds of tools that have been innovated and created for now, like Paint
Exactly.
Tool Sai and like Tile,
बहुत
so many free
कम
software.
लोग. Yeah, exactly. Because I have worked with people who are really passionate about it. उनको like they know everything. They know about dev. They know about art. There are some people like that, and we need more people like that. And
Yeah.
I always, मैं अपनी टीम में भी हमेशा I like encourage, even I myself encourage myself कि और चीजें हम learn करें, because only being an artist it's not enough in game dev industry. हर चीज connected है. एक game सिर्फ आप art बना के दे दिया it's not enough. सिर्फ dev कर दिया not enough. सिर्फ QA कर दिया not enough. You need more
It's the
info
whole
about
experience
it.
basically.
Exactly.
Yeah. एक और चीज मुझे पूछनी थी कि जिस तरह जो पॉप कल्चर है वो इतना ज्यादा उसने अफेक्ट नहीं किया है पाकिस्तान को, मतलब एज कम्पेयर टू वेस्ट. सो लाइक I've worked with people who were like very good at like problem solving as a programmer, or in like art ke context mein they were good at like using tools like Photoshop and like 3ds Max. But the like few colleagues who were very aware or like what's happening around the world in the films industry, in the games industry, and they have knowledge about like comics, different franchises, and they have played like all kind of games throughout their life. So मैंने ये notice किया कि like as a like I was like man in the middle for them. It was way easier to communicate and requirements with those people who were like aware of the pop culture. And like if I'm trying to make them understand like this is how I want the certain mechanic in the game, or this is how I want like a certain character design in the game. I used to ask like, have you watched that film or played that game? I want something like that. So those people used to grasp it like very easily. And यहाँ I think it's kind of debatable, but यहाँ मैं सोचता हूँ कि इस तरह the industry is not for every person. Like you should build your mindset and mental model since the school or college days or as a teenager. Like you gather the information of all the pop culture. I'm not saying that you cannot even work in the industry, but you still can, but you will struggle a bit as compared to others who are like more exposed to pop culture. So do you think that's the case in Pakistan?
To some extent, yes, I believe that is the case. It's a lack of exposure. Magar, again, we can't really blame them because again, it's a new industry. They're catching up as pretty quickly. At least the younger generation is way ahead of us in some things. But
Yeah.
it is easier, obviously. Like if I tell someone, "Okay, hey, I want a Noah style, or I want like a GTA style, or I want like 2D isometric," they'll immediately grasp it if they're aware of it. But if they're not, then I think we should stop trying to fit the Western profile and explain it their way, and maybe try and come up with other ways of explaining it and getting our ideas forward. क्योंकि अगर एक तरीका नहीं काम किया और उनके पास नहीं है exposure, so why should we let that stop us? Like we should find another way around that and find another way to explain it. So, yeah, that's my take on it.
I think to some extent, yes, Faraz is right. But I also agree with you, Amal, because I know, yeah, you have to be, because in gaming, especially, you have to keep yourself up to date, not just with pop culture, in general, overall, what's happening in the world, latest games, latest movies, music, everything. Because gaming industry is like, it's evolving all the time,
Yeah.
right? So yes, people do need to be more up to date, like what's happening around the world and what's in, what's out. Because games, जब लोग खेल रहे होते हैं, what they need is to be entertained. Okay, so जो इस time which is in around the world, it is amazing. कोई season है which is really famous, कोई movie है, it's Avengers, for instance, Avengers or anything which is really in these days. अगर if people see a feature which is like similar to that, like their favorite hero or their favorite superhero or something, वो चीज it is really encouraging for people, and not just as an end user. Also, if you are a dev, if you are in QA or whatever you are, if you are working in game dev industry, it is really important, because ये चीज आपको बहुत ज़्यादा help करती है in order to progress, in order to move ahead, in order to make a better product which you are working on. And अगर आपके पास इतनी knowledge नहीं, and you are not like इतना आपको नहीं idea about things, it does get a bit difficult, because all we need is कि हमारी product, it should be like quality product हो, and it should be like what's happening around the world right now, which is really really important, especially game dev industry में. So yes, I agree with Faraz that yes, we need to work on it more.
Oh yeah.
और एक और चीज़ है, जिस तरह हम आई थिंक हम में से किसी ने भी फॉर्मल गेम्स एजुकेशन नहीं ली पाकिस्तान में. So do you think like that it's the responsibility of the like industry to like take some actions to like collaborate with the universities to guide them? Because right now there's like a big gap between what you're taught at the university and what are the practices in the games industry. There's like a big gap. So whenever like a new joiner or a fresher comes to your company, what do you see in their profile to hire them? Do you see like a portfolio, or do you see only the skill set? Do you see the like how well they communicate? Like since like you, Faizan and Khala, you are involved in maybe hiring process.
Yeah, exactly. Yes, we are.
So what do you guys see? Like, what do you guys prefer in a candidate?
Well, I mean, engineers के case में, if I talk from my field particularly, engineers के case में what I do prefer in them कि जी Unity, Unreal, they're all tools. अगर किसी को आते हैं, so अच्छी बात है, that's nice. But this is something that you can, it's a vehicle, एक गाड़ी है जो आपको चलाना सीख सकते हो with some training. जो what I see in people is their ability to solve problems and how good they are in maths and physics from an application point of view. ये बस पता ना हो कि यार वेक्टर ये होता है, स्केलर ये होता है, बट डू दे नो दैट इट इज एप्लीकेबल, या उसकी चीज कैसे यूज होती है, या अगर कोई मैथमेटिकल कॉन्सेप्ट है कि अगर कोलिजन हो रही है तो कोलिजन के पीछे जो इक्वेशन है फॉर एग्जांपल वो कौन सी लग रही है, उस तरह की चीजें पता है उन्हें. आई डू लुक इनटू दैट. ऑफ कोर्स अभी वो लोगों का एक्सपोजर नहीं है अनफॉर्चुनेटली. हम लोगों को भी इस तरह ही था, हमें बस मैथ्स और फिजिक्स पढ़ाया गया था, यार ये याद कर लो फॉर्मूले और रटे लगा लो,
first year and second year.
get the marks,
We
that's
need to
it.
change this, by the way. Rote learning.
Even not just first year second year, आपका undergrad level पे भी unfortunately ऐसे ही हो रहा था जब तक मैं पढ़ रहा था. I not very aware now, but ये है कि what I look is that how applicable their mind is. उनको जो concept पता है, can they apply into it. कि अगर हम Unity में बात करते हैं तो उनसे पूछता हूँ कि यार Unity में जो plane बना हुआ है इस पे कौन सा ग्राफ लगा हुआ है, या इस पे अगर वो ट्रेवर्सल हो रहा है तो कौन सा एल्गोरिथम यूज हो रहा है. सो आई डू एक्सपेक्ट दैट, बट अभी ऑफ कोर्स इंडस्ट्री में इतना नहीं है. ऐसे ही है कि जी उन्हें जाके बता दिया, फॉरम्स पे चले गए. एक आध दफा मैंने भी कुछ यूनिवर्सिटीज में पढ़ाया भी एज अ लेक्चरर, गेम डेवलपमेंट का कोर्स पढ़ाया, बट मोर और लेस इतना ही हो रहा है. कोई इस तरह कोई कंक्रीट रिलेशनशिप अभी है नहीं. आई थिंक वो IGDA कुछ कर रहा है, आई थिंक उसने कॉमसेट के साथ आई थिंक किया था, कुछ गेम जैम्स कर रहे हैं. सो दैट्स अ गुड स्टार्ट. लम्स में एक दो दफा हुआ था. सो दीज आर द थिंग्स दैट आर स्टार्टिंग, बट यस आई एग्री दैट इट शुड बी हैपनिंग एट अ much more bigger scale than what is happening right now.
Yeah, I agree
I
with
would-
Fazan. Sorry, go ahead, Amal.
No, please.
All right. So to answer the question, like d- during our hiring process, what I personally see is that the person, one, he should be interested in the job, because gaming, especially like if you're an artist, if you're a dev or whatever, you're applying to come to start your work in the game dev industry, it's not enough just to earn money, because इसमें जब तक आपका इंटरेस्ट नहीं है, you cannot like flourish much in it. Yes, you can earn some money for a few months, maybe for a few years, but जब तक you're not like passionate about it, आगे बढ़ना थोड़ा मुश्किल है.
Yes.
And regarding should there be like courses in universities? Yes, there should be. I say yes, there should be. लेकिन for instance, when we are hiring, like currently I'm working with the video editing team, we do prefer that yes, the person should know After Effects or such softwares like Premiere or like other softwares. He should have basic knowledge of art and all. But we have never made it, like a blocker, because
core.
yes, exactly. Because what we see in people is that कि उनके अंदर there should be problem solving skills हो, they should be passionate about it. And also I know that in every office there is a training period when you hire someone. For instance, like a 1 week or it's 2 weeks, and within those 2 weeks it's like really clear enough how will the person perform. Because I think Fazan will also agree with me, because आपको अंदाजा हो जाता है how good is the candidate at that time. But
Yep.
yes, having the basic knowledge of the softwares, it's really important. And one thing I want to add, people do take this industry, even still I see them very lightly in a fun way. And it I think it's, yes, it is fun, but a lot of hard work is required abhi bhi Pakistan mein, in order to
Yes.
move ahead, in order to take this industry to where, for instance, other software industries are, or other industries are in general. क्योंकि इसीलिए आई थिंक इन जनरल लोग बहुत ज्यादा सीरियस नहीं लेते if you tell them yes I'm working in a game dev studio or something. They just
Exactly.
kind of laugh about it, mostly, not always, because ये हमारी भी ड्यूटी है that we take it seriously and we tell the next generation that yes, it's serious work, it's not just fun. It should be fun,
Agreed.
but you should work really hard on it. And yes, there should be some professional trainings, there should be some counseling when a person wants to join game dev industry, not just for the sake of fun. कोई किसी को बहुत शौक हो GTA बहुत खेलते हैं हम, या मैं Fortnite बहुत ज्यादा खेलती हूँ, चलो जी मैं गेम डेव इंडस्ट्री में आ जाऊँ. नो,
Exactly.
इट्स लाइक ruining your career. हो सकता है आप किसी और चीज में
Literally.
बहुत बेहतर परफॉर्म कर लो.
Yeah, exactly.
अक्सर ये आंसर मिलता होता है कि जी आप क्यों गेमिंग कंपनी में आना चाहते हो. वो जी मैं गेम्स बड़े शौक से खेलता हूँ.
Exactly.
Oh, God. I don't understand. It has
Yes.
nothing to do with enjoying games, by the way. Honestly, I've
Yeah,
come to
exactly,
realize
true.
that you might be really good at something else that applies within the industry, but it might have nothing to do with games. But
Yeah,
the
so
other
true.
thing I really agree with Khala on this, कि people who are entering this industry, 9 to 5 का concept आप please दरवाजे पे छोड़ आए, because you're
Yeah.
either
So
living
true.
this as
Oh
from
my
your
God,
heart
this is true.
or you're
This is
not into it. Like you cannot just shut your laptop at 6 o'clock कि जी बस मैंने आज का
so
काम हो
true.
गया. You want to sit there and even if it takes you 2 days, you want to finish the thing what you want it to, like the level you want it to be at. So that's so important. It's literally this concept of कि जी 9 to 5 जो पिछली generation and rote learning से चलता आ रहा है, वो अब बेशक इस industry में break किया जाए.
Exactly. And जो expect कर रहे हैं
Yeah.
कि 9 to 5 होगा, I think they should just stop there right at the
Yeah,
door
like
instead of
thank you.
entering it right now. Because after that, people are like really frustrated that हमने तो सोचा था ये gaming
ये
वाली job
shovel
होगी.
होएगा, and it's
Exactly,
supposed to be
exactly,
so stressful when you have like a deadline and if the entire team is working
exactly.
towards it. Yeah,
Yeah, so
I
true.
understand.
एक चीज़ मैं ऐड करना चाहूँगा, जैसे फराज ने कहा कि यूनिवर्सिटी में कुछ गेम्स का नहीं सिखाते ये वो, लेकिन अब जैसे मैं स्टैट्स देखूँ तो अगर मेरी यूनिवर्सिटी में मेरे बैच में 40 लोग ग्रेजुएट हुए तो उसमें से 3-4 ही गए हैं गेम डेवलपमेंट में. तो एज
Exactly.
सच मुझे नहीं लगता कि अभी मास्टर्स इन गेम डेवलपमेंट डिग्री आएगी जिस तरह बाहर होती है. लेकिन दूसरी चीज़ ये है कि यूनिवर्सिटी में आपका बहुत ज़्यादा माइंडसेट ये होता है कि कोई सिखाएगा तो कर लेंगे. तो ये चीज जितनी जल्दी आप छोड़ सकें उतना बेहतर है. मतलब कौन रोक रहा है आपको, एमआईटी के कोर्स, हर चीज के कोर्स ऑनलाइन पड़े हुए हैं, जो सीखने सीख
Yeah.
सकते हो. लेकिन वो माइंड में चीज बैठी हुई है, जब तक कोई मुझे बताएगा नहीं तब तक मुझे समझ नहीं लगनी. तो बेसिकली ये कि आई थिंक जो स्टूडेंट्स इंटरेस्टेड हैं गेम डेवलपमेंट में, उन्हें कौन रोक रहा है. अब स्टूडेंट लाइफ में आपके पास टाइम होता है काफी आई थिंक, तो आप जाएं चीजें सीखें. यूनिवर्सिटी के अंदर ही अनरियल, यूनिटी, आर्ट साइड सीखें, टूल सीखें, ओपन जीएल सीखें. और दूसरी बात ओला से बिल्कुल एग्री करूंगा कि ये फील्ड ऐसी है कि जिसमें 9 to 5 वाला कोई चक्कर नहीं है. तो अगर आप ये सोचते हैं कि इजी लाइफ है ये वो, मैंने बड़े मेरे काफी कोलीग्स थे जिन्होंने ज्वाइन की, गेम्स अच्छी लगती हैं, 5 महीने बाद बर्न आउट एंड दे लेफ्ट. सो अगर तो
Burnout is
इतनी है
another
कि
thing.
या वो तो
Burnout के
हम भी
बारे
हैं
में हम सारों को
दिमाग
बात
में थोड़ा
करनी
बहुत.
चाहिए अभी.
Yeah, and about the thing like फ्रेशिस हायर्स वगैरह जो होते हैं, तो आई थिंक प्रोग्रामिंग में अगर आप अच्छे प्रोग्रामर हो तो चीज़ें सिखाई जा सकती हैं. मतलब अगर आपको नॉलेज नहीं है चीज़ों का और शौक है तो ये सब चीज़ें टाइम के साथ साथ सिखाई जा सकती हैं. तो बेसिकली आपकी प्रिमिटिव स्किल्स बहुत इंपॉर्टेंट है. अगर आपकी बेस प्रोग्रामिंग अच्छी है, आर्टिस्ट में भी अगर आपकी बेसिक जो भी आर्ट स्किल्स होती हैं वो बेहतर है, तो हर चीज़ ऑन टॉप ऑफ डेट सिखाई जा सकती है. तो ये छोटे छोटे इश्यूज हैं जो अगर आप ट्राई करो तो एड्रेस हो सकते हैं आई थिंक.
Okay.
One last thing I'd like, while we're on this subject, is that in the past year I've been approached with कोई 12-13 साल के बच्चे जिन्होंने games already game maker वगैरह पे निकाली हुई थी. They programmed it, they designed it, they did the basic artwork. It was rudimentary मगर काफी अच्छा था for a 13-year-old. So I just felt that if that child goes to the university system that we have right now, will they really have this kind of passion and drive in another 8 years जब वो graduate करेंगे? Would it be better to have a completely different kind of learning system जो पहले बेशक ना आया हो पाकिस्तान में, where you keep rotating the teachers that come and teach you, and you should have a rule that unless you're working in the field, please don't come and teach because you cannot be outdated in this field ever. So I think we should really figure out what the next generation, like how they're going to learn everything that they need to. The previous way of learning doesn't work in game design. ये नहीं हो सकता कि आपका एक कोर्स हो, आपने बेसिक्स लर्न किए, भाई बेसिक्स बदल गए हैं 1 साल के अंदर, अब क्या करना है. So
Okay.
again, which brings us back to the initiative part. They have to have the initiative to do it.
Yeah.
True.
Okay, there's a question. Can you guys like talk about like cheating or copy culture present in today's Pakistan game industry and the studios which capitalize on it? So like there's like no original IP by Pakistani devs and artists. So is there like a problem if you want to pursue your career in Pakistan?
Well, regarding अगर मैं उसका cheating copying का आंसर करूं, basically considering the economic situation of our country, अक्सर औकात लोग jobs में ना they don't earn that much जिस तरह वो अगर कमाना चाहते हैं. I mean कि if they want to create a difference in their life only या अपना किसी और तरह, तो वो फिर क्या होता है कि doing a job is not just enough for them. तो फिर next route क्या होता है, वो कहते हैं पैसे अच्छे कमाने हैं तो कोई बिजनेस करके देखें. सो अब गेमिंग इंडस्ट्री इस वक्त ग्रो कर रही है. पहले से इतना कोई नहीं पूछता था. सिंस द एडवेंट ऑफ मोबाइल फोन, it's easier for anyone to make a game. I mean, for example, अगर मैंने Android as a developer register करना है, तो it takes only $25 to register. That's it. और अगर हम iPhone की भी बात करें, that's like $100 a year. तो what's the easiest thing? they आते हैं, try करते हैं, but क्योंकि it's a tough field, it's a tough hit driven business है, competition बहुत ज़्यादा है, so the chances of failure are a lot. So some people don't give up and they keep failing and learning and try again and again until they succeed. जिस तरह आपका Supercell का केस है या King का केस है या Temple Run वाले का केस है. बट अनफॉर्चुनेटली यहाँ पे चूंकि और प्रेशर्स इतने होते हैं, तो वो कहते हैं यार व्हाट्स द नेक्स्ट इजीएस्ट थिंग टू डू, चलो यार जो सक्सेसफुल गेम्स हैं उनको कॉपी कर लें. तो वो एक लिमिट तक तो चला है ये, बिल्कुल अपना पिछले 3-4 साल चला है, लेकिन अनफॉर्चुनेटली उसकी वजह से मार्केट इतनी सैचुरेट होगी कि गूगल को एंड पे आके पूरा एक सफाया करना पड़ा है, एंड दे सस्पेंडेड लॉट्स ऑफ अकाउंट्स एंड ऑल दैट. सो वो एक वजह मुझे समझ आती है जिसकी वजह से लोग इतना ज्यादा इसमें है कि जी इट्स समथिंग इजी, इज एएसओ कर लिया, देखा मार्केट में ट्रेंड में गेम कौन सी अच्छी है और चलो जी गेम बना दी. आपके बेशक ठीक है आपने गेम बना दी, आपने पैसे कमा लिए एड से, लेकिन उससे फिर बर्नआउट की जो बात करें वो और ज्यादा होता है. क्योंकि आई जस्ट केम टू नो, एक कोई डेवलपर था, उसने एक महीने में 56 गेम्स बनाई हुई थी, एंड आई वाज शॉक्ड कि यार तुमने किया कैसे है ये. तो वो मजबूर था एक्चुअली कि जी वो उसकी गेम का सर्कल जो है ना सिर्फ रीस्किन, बट इट वाज हिज ऑब्लिगेशन कि जी उसने 3 दिन बाद उसकी गेम का डेथ हो जाती है, व्हाट यू कॉल उसका वर्ड्स में डिक्लाइन आ जाता है, या गेम का वो साइकिल खत्म हो जाता है इन 3 days. सो ही और शी हैज टू प्रिपेयर फॉर नेक्स्ट अपकमिंग गेम्स के वो लॉन्चेस करता रहे और पैसे कमाता रहे. सो पैसे कमाने के लिए इतना वो प्रोडक्शन कॉस्ट बढ़ गया था कि दैट पर्सन और दैट कंपनी कुड नॉट डू एनीथिंग. बट सिंस पीपल ओनली सी द टिप ऑफ द आइसबर्ग, वो कहते हैं यार पैसा कमा रहे हैं, तो एवरीबॉडी जंप्ड इन, और उसके बाद फिर क्लोन और क्लोन वॉर्स एक शुरू होगी.
Especially with the ads, apparently a lot of people, this is just hearsay again in the company grapevines jo hoti hai, but a lot of people like just churn out low quality games, reskin them or keep putting them up just so that they can have the ad exposure for those 3 day ka jo incline hota hai, and uske baad jab utar jati hai they throw another one, the same one up. Like we have to change this, otherwise it's just going to go down the drain.
अब कुछ हद तक क्या है, आई मीन जो ये गूगल का सफाया हुआ है, उसके बाद जो नॉन सीरियस गेमर्स हु वर जस्ट इन फॉर द मनी, दे गॉट बूटेड. अब जो मैं देख रहा हूँ इंडस्ट्री में ज्यादा वो लोग हैं हु आर सीरियस इन क्रिएटिंग अ कंटेंट. और रही बात जहां तक आईपी क्रिएट करने वाली की, हमारे पास कुछ है, वी हैव, जिस तरह हमारे पास डोंकी किंग है, बुरका एवेंजर्स है, 2-3 चीजें हमने बहुत अच्छी की हैं, बट यस उतना हमारा कैरेक्टर्स या हमारी उतनी इमेजिनेटिव एंटिटीज नहीं है जिस तरह अगर इंडिया की बात कर लें. बट विद एडवेंट ऑफ दीज टू एक ट्रेंड डेवलप हो रहा है कि हम करें कि, और बाकी यू नेवर नो, कल को हम एक टॉकिंग मीरा जी टाइप की ऐप बना रहे हो. सो
exactly. And one thing I want to add, sorry Faraz, we have to finish, but yes, about the trend of कि बिल्कुल नई चीजों के साथ we come up with these days is that, for instance, जैसे VRplay came up with, I don't know if you guys know about Explotins, and it was featured on Apple Arcade. So I think that is, people should कि we need such people कि we come up with totally original content, just like, and then we are like, in order to कि people know कि yes, Pakistani भी लोग हैं which are really good in game dev industry, instead of just copying and cheating. ये जो एक हम पर it's like a stamp on us. We need to work harder on this. I think so. And yes, I totally agree with whatever Faizan said कि बहुत ज़्यादा, because ये because people want to earn really quick money. कि बस गेम हमने अपलोड कर दी 3 दिन में it's gone, and जितने ads से हमने पैसे ले लिए, and it's like that. I think that we need to change that trend, and we need to come up with new and original ideas.
Yep.
Which means we need to invest in the future generations exposure, so that जब उन बेचारों को मौका मिलेगा तो hopefully they'll come up with some really amazing stuff.
Yeah, when they're doing it, I mean, मैं अपने जंगल बच्चे को देख रहा हूँ कि वो Kahoot पे गेम्स बना रहे हैं, Roblox पे खेल रहे हैं. That was pretty impressive जो अभी आजकल कर रहे हैं. They're really inspired कि जब ये करना है काम ये. तो I hope कि younger generation from better schools come up and then create a difference in this area.
Yeah. Do anyone of the younger generation out there, please contact any of us if you ever need a hand in anything.
Yeah, sure.
We're all here.
I would like to add here, like it's a very important point that like everybody is working to earn money. So I think the companies who are doing cloning and stuff like that, they are earning money. So like everybody here is looking for his own benefit. Like a CEO will want to earn more money. As an employee, you will want to learn and grow yourself. So like if a company is cloning, it's fine. Like that's their goal. Everybody's free to do whatever they want. But my problem, like the issue I want to address is that if you are a freshie, uh, then I would say like in the first 2 or 3 years, focus on like growing up, focus on growing your skills. Like a few of my
Yeah.
friends went to these cloning companies, and in 3 months they learned everything, and for the rest of year they were just cloning things. So like companies getting what they want, but the developer or the artist is not learning much. So I would say as a freshie, you should try to get into an environment which is based on growth. You try things, you get fail, and where the people have longer vision. Like I think cloning is short money. You earn money and then
Yeah,
you
exactly.
start again.
Yeah.
But if you want, like, if you compare the industry, like, the whole world is creating games since 1980s or 1960s. They have like 60 years of age, and our is like 10 to 15 years. So if we want our industry to get to that level, we need to have our direction set in the right. We need to go into the right direction. So I think cloning is not the way. Like it's good for the person, the owner, managers are earning good money, but as a developer, as a employee, you are not getting what you want.
Even
Like
as an
Mm.
ecosystem, I mean,
it,
as a
it, it
whole
totally
industry,
depends. It
actually.
totally depends.
I think it's
Yeah.
a totally short term solution ये वाला कि आपने पैसों के लिए कंपनी खोली और गेम्स बनाई है because for eventually all your actual talent will leave you if you continue on that model. नहीं रहेंगे कोई उनका वो वेट ही नहीं रहेगा इंडस्ट्री में जो फॉर एग्जांपल बाकियों का है जो इन्वेस्ट करते हैं अपनी टीम्स के अंदर like
Yeah.
revolving games is very encouraging and they give a lot of special attention to anyone's issues, any tech requirements you have, something you need to learn. It's just the attitude is very friendly and ke karo, we are right behind you to do it. So
Yep.
Yeah.
ye I
One. Sorry. Go ahead. Sorry.
नहीं नहीं अरे आप बताएं.
मतलब one thing I want to add is like there is one side which is like companies who are creating clones. They are very good in marketing. They know how to sell a
Yes,
thing. And on the other side,
agreed.
there are people who want to create something new, but they don't know how to sell. So I think the balance lies in between. Like, what if I create a very Clash Royale type of game on my own, and I don't know how to sell it? Like, if
Yep.
मैं गेम बनाता हूँ, स्टोर पे डालता हूँ, बड़ी अच्छी गेम है, नंबर 1 ओरिजिनल आईपी है, मुझे सेल ही नहीं करनी आती, अगले दिन कोई कंपनी मेरे से बेहतर क्लोन बनाएगी, डाल देगी, और मेरी ऐप कहीं पे तो 5 पेजेस में भी नहीं आ रही होगी. तो पॉइंट इज देयर इज बैलेंस. अगर आप ओरिजिनल कंटेंट बनाना है बनाओ, लेकिन मार्केटिंग किस तरह बेचना है ये साइंस भी सीखो
Yes,
सारी.
Yeah.
very important
Total team
actually.
effort.
Marketing
और
is
क्लोनिंग,
very important. Yeah.
yeah, that is the most underrated like area I think in the game development industry. And my problem with the cloning companies is that it's fine, like कंपनी स्टार्ट की, क्लोन्स बनाते हो, काफी पैसे आते हैं, लेकिन एक टाइम आना चाहिए जहाँ पे आप ब्रेक लगाओ कि हाँ
Mm-hmm.
हमने इनफ रेवेन्यू इकट्ठा कर लिया, चलो अब कुछ नया बनाते हैं. जब तक अपना सोचते रहेंगे ओनर्स के पास अपनी अपनी जेबें बढ़नी है, तब तक फिर आई थिंक आईपीएस बैन नहीं होंगे. हर चीज की सैचुरेशन आ जाती है अगर आप उसे एक अमाउंट से ज्यादा कर लो तो.
Yes.
तो
हाँ नहीं वो
इस
ठीक है,
तरह के
कभी बार स्टेपिंग स्टोन हो तो ठीक होता है. I mean, इस तरह जो आप बात कर रहे हो अली, शायद कि यही है कि अगर देखा जाए उस लिहाज से तो एंग्री बर्ड्स भी एकदम ओरिजिनल कॉन्सेप्ट नहीं था. क्रश द कैसल गेम थी बहुत पहले, उससे इंस्पायर्ड होके उसके ऊपर फिर वो एंग्री बर्ड्स के वो बर्ड्स बनाए थे, वो कंटेंट दिया था. सो वो इंस्पिरेशन तो हमेशा रहती है, वो तो लेनी भी चाहिए आपको. इवन जब मैं एक दफा जीडीसी पे गया हुआ था तो एनजी मोको का वो एग्जीक्यूटिव प्रोड्यूसर था, वो किसी स्काईफॉल उसकी गेम थी, तो किसी और हेक्सागन बेस्ड टाइल बेस्ड कंपनी का उसने रेफरेंस दिया था कि यार आई रियली लव दिस गेम, फिर इसको देख के हमने बनाया था.
Go in,
Uh,
give credit where it's due. Even if you're taking an idea and you're using it as inspiration, give credit where it's due at least.
Exactly.
Acknowledge कि ये किसी और का
Yes,
original
exactly.
idea concepts पे मैंने और काम किया है.
इवन
Go
जो
ahead.
विचर अगर आप लोगों ने खेली हुई है, अगर
Yes.
खेली है विचर ने, दैट्स टोटली बेस्ड ऑन अ नॉवेल.
Yes. मैंने कोई 3 बार
Yes,
खेलने की
yes.
कोशिश की है, मैं आधे
Yeah,
रास्ते
there-
मुकर जाती हूँ.
Yeah, it's a big game, open world game.
So big. So
Yeah.
many potions.
Yeah, there is also another question. how to bring new and unique ideas. Where do you guys take inspirations from? How to improve?
I guess
On a lighter
everything.
note,
Everything,
on a
Life
lighter
everything.
note,
life itself.
smoke something. On a lighter note,
Mhm.
I mean, there's no right formula for it. On a serious note, it's just that what inspires you, what you want to do,
At the
क्या
time.
किस तरह
Exactly.
डिफरेंस करना चाह रहे हो. मार्केट को देखो, जो आपने बात की थी अभी फराज, पॉप पॉप कल्चर वाली. लुक
Yeah.
व्हाट्स रेलेवेंट, उसके अराउंड करो.
Follow.
जिस तरह अभी मेरी गेम की एग्जांपल हमने की हुई है, आइडल होम मेकर की गेम बनाई है मोबाइल, आइडल होम मेकओवर की. आइडल गेम्स बहुत पॉपुलर थी इस वक्त मार्केट में, मोबाइल में. तो हमने कहा चलो यार, घर की नहीं बनी हुई तो घर के अराउंड एक आइडल गेम बना देते हैं. सो गेम में सिर्फ यही है, आप क्लिक 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 करते हो तो ऊपर वो सीमेंट लगता है, वुड लगता है, वॉल्स लगती हैं. एंड द गेम माशाल्लाह इज डूइंग वेल इस वक्त. इट्स पुलिंग अप 65% डे 1, 30% डे 7, और उसके बाद उसके
Congratulations.
डाउनलोड्स भी अच्छे जा रहे हैं. तो या रिटेंट तो वो अच्छा जा रहा है. आई मीन इट्स अबाउट जस्ट ट्राइंग एंड लुकिंग एंड acting quickly. There's no particular secret formula to it. There's no secret sauce to it. You just have to keep innovating,
Is it-
try, failing,
Yeah.
fail again, learn, and then do something.
And
Yeah,
really
you have to catch
research
the
more.
future trends.
Yeah. एक उसका था, I really love this saying of Supercell CEO Ilka. वो उससे पूछता है why are you so successful? तो उसने कहा था because we fail too quickly. So keep failing, learning, take intelligent input from it, and then keep improving. And that's how you will be making super Clash of Clans or Fortnite or any other successful game that is doing well from monetary perspective.
Yeah.
Exactly. And also coming up with new ideas, because in general there's a trend not just in Pakistan, everywhere ke jo cheez is doing really well, let's just make something similar to it.
Yeah,
They said
latest
not
trend.
copying it exactly, not just cheating or copying, but let's just make jo us tarah ka ho. I think this needs to be changed among us too, and among in general game dev industry mein. Come up with new ideas. And about that inspiration question, I think हर चीज से इंस्पिरेशन मिल सकती है.
Yes.
Every single thing, life itself, just look around yourself, you'll get inspiration. And I think what we need to work on is new ideas. Just think in different directions, different angles. And
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
think if once we start doing that, we can do anything.
Agreed.
I want to add here. बेसिकली पॉइंट ये है कि देखें, सब चीज़ें सप्लाई डिमांड पे चलती हैं. आई थिंक मतलब कि आप न्यू आइडियाज तो बहुत सारे हो सकते हैं. मतलब आप जरूरी नहीं कि कोई यूनिक चीज़ है तो वो चलेगी. आपने
Exactly.
सप्लाई डिमांड में देखनी है कि आप जो चीज़ बना रहे हो वो किसी काम की भी है कि नहीं. मतलब कि अब मैं कोई पेन बना लेता हूँ जो कोई उसमें टूथब्रश भी है. अब ये एक यूनिक आइडिया है लेकिन किसी काम का नहीं है. जस्ट मैं एग्जांपल दे रहा हूँ कि ये यूनिक चीज़ जो है ये जेन में डाल दी गई कि आपका आइडिया आउट ऑफ द वर्ल्ड यूनिक होना चाहिए जो पहले कभी नहीं बना. पॉइंट इज कि चीज़ अगर उसमें पोटेंशियल है और वो मे भी 2-3 आइडियाज का हाइब्रिड है, या अगेन जिस तरह फैजान ने मेंशन किया वो चीज़ किसी चीज़ से इंस्पायर्ड है, तो आई थिंक इट्स गुड इनफ. तो
For
इसलिए
now,
कि
I agree.
यूनिक चीज़ होना बहुत ज़रूरी नहीं है जितना ज़रूरी बना दिया गया. एक इंजॉयबल चीज़, आप चाहे किसी चीज़ से इंस्पायर्ड हो, आप किसी नॉवल से, किसी मूवी से, या जिस तरह पुरानी सेगा की गेम्स होती थी काफ़ी मज़े की, अब वो प्ले स्टोर पे नहीं है. तो आई थिंक इट्स अ ग्रेट आइडिया कि अगर आप कोई उसकी गेम, बॉम्बरमैन एक गेम थी बहुत फेमस, अगर आप वो मोबाइल पर डाल दें किसी डिफरेंट थीम में, तो ये भी एक बड़ा अच्छा आइडिया. मतलब यूनिक होना जरूरी नहीं है, वो जस्ट आपके माइंड में डाल दिया गया कि आउट ऑफ द नई चीज इजाद करो.
Exactly. Candy
I
Crush भी एक
also
बहुत ही कोई original idea नहीं है. It was how it was
Yes, exactly.
very well it was
Exactly.
presented actually. Match 3 तो
Yes.
पिछले 30 साल से exist करती है मार्केट में.
Has the most horrible
Yes,
art in
exactly.
the world, though. I don't understand how Candy Crush became so famous. किसी ने उसका UI देखा है?
फैजान और खौला, आपसे एक और क्वेश्चन है. काफ़ी जूनियर्स मुझसे पूछते हैं कि जिन्होंने इंडस्ट्री में जो आए नहीं होते, वो एक माइंडसेट लेके आते हैं AAA वाला कि why we are not working on the like theme of like our own country, like why not we are promoting our own culture in the industry. So उसका क्या इशू है, मतलब why the companies are not working on the IPs which represent Pakistani culture. So
I guess इस पे खौला बहुत अच्छा आंसर दे सकती है.
is there a problem like we cannot do marketing or
run cheetah run?
हाँ, exactly. Exactly, Fazan got it. We made Run Cheetah Run. I don't know if you guys know about it. I hope
yeah,
you do.
yeah, we know.
वो
Yeah.
game हमने, it was made only to get into Pakistani market, and to tell people that games are made in Pakistan too, because when it was released, even at that time, you know, people didn't know much ke Pakistan mein bhi games ban rahi. I think even till now, शायद अब थोड़ी awareness is increased, लेकिन still, and Ranchida Run was माशाल्लाह it was a huge hit
Very good
पाकिस्तान
film.
के अंदर. And even मुझे याद है, मुझे a friend texted me from Finland कि my husband loves your game and पाकिस्तानी थीम है और लाहौर के अंदर शीदा is running and वो चिकन को पकड़ना होता है, and I was really proud at that moment कि wow, this is amazing. So yes, other studios should also work on such कि वो ये games are not, you know, meant to earn money, कि उससे आपने अर्न करना है. दे आर मेंट टू टेल पीपल कि पाकिस्तान में भी गेम्स बन रही हैं. एग्जैक्टली, दैट वी हैव गॉट टैलेंटेड पीपल हियर. एग्जैक्टली, दे आर के बस वो इन्फिल्ट्रेट करना है आपने मार्केट के अंदर कि यस हम भी गेम्स बना रहे हैं. एंड पीपल डिड एंजॉय दैट गेम अ लॉट. आई थिंक स्टिल वी गॉट अ लॉट ऑफ डाउनलोड्स ऑन इट, और अभी भी लोग काफी उसको शौक से दे डू प्ले इट. बट यस, वी नीड टू वर्क ऑन इट मोर आल्सो कि हम यस पाकिस्तानी थीम के ऊपर गेम्स बनाएं, और भी नॉट जस्ट रनिंग गेम्स इन जनरल कि एनवायरनमेंट्स हो पाकिस्तान के से रिलेटेड. और ये, एंड टू आंसर योर क्वेश्चन फराज, के नॉर्मली लोग ऐसा क्यों नहीं करते, बिकॉज दे आर यू नो टारगेटिंग अ बिगर ऑडियंस ओवरऑल वर्ल्ड. एग्जैक्टली, ओवरऑल वर्ल्ड के ऐप स्टोर पे, प्ले स्टोर पे. यस एग्जैक्टली, एंड दैट्स व्हाई आई थिंक पीपल आर रिलक्टेंट टू बहुत ज्यादा देसी थीम की गेम ना हो, बिकॉज एक गोरा भी आराम से खेल ले उसको. Maybe that's why, I'm not sure, maybe not, क्योंकि हर गेम डेव स्टूडियोज में ऑब्वियसली अपने रीजंस होंगे कि क्यों नहीं हम देसी थीम को पकड़ के एक अच्छी सी गेम बना लेते. बट इन जनरल यस, वी शुड वर्क, आई थिंक. बट एक साइड पे आई ऑल्सो थिंक लाइक कि ओनली मेकिंग सच गेम्स इज नॉट लाइक टू गुड फॉर योर यू नो मार्केटिंग और पब्लिसिटी एज वेल, बिकॉज हमने अपने आप को पूरी वर्ल्ड में भी रिप्रेजेंट करना है. एंड मेकिंग एक गेम जो विच इज लाइक यू नो कि जैसे आपका पहला क्वेश्चन था कि पॉप कल्चर से यू नो इन हो वो गेम, टू मेक समथिंग व्हिच एनीवन कैन रिलेट टू, एंड दैट इज आल्सो इम्पोर्टेंट. सो
Yeah.
Can I add something here? Like,
yeah, sure.
No. Yeah. So basically, the thing is, for example, your IP Ranchida Run, people played it because it was like in a Pakistani theme way. The problem is your app, I think, was free. What if it was like 500 rupees? Like, I think its user base would have been 1/10 by now.
Yeah, you're right. You're right.
So,
I don't
like,
think
yeah. So the point is, like, think in terms of business. Like, you spent like $500,000 on a game, and now you want to earn 5 times of it, and like you will invest on things that will, you know, pay your money back. So thing is, पाकिस्तान में लोग पैसे नहीं खर्चते अभी, थर्ड वर्ल्ड कंट्री है और इन चीज़ों के लिए पैसे हैं भी कम. वो एक हमारी छोटी सी माइनॉरिटी है, 2-3% की जिनके पास अच्छा पैसा है, लेकिन बाकी तो थर्ड वर्ल्ड कंट्री है. तो बिजनेस पॉइंट ऑफ व्यू से इसलिए आई थिंक गेम नहीं बनती. और रंचीदा रन खेली इसलिए थी लोगों ने क्योंकि वो पाकिस्तान थीम में. अगर एक यूनिक चीज बनाते हैं, कोई अच्छा टाइटल बनाते हैं जो जेनेरिक है, वो बाहर वाले भी खेलेंगे. लाइक आप कोई टाइटल उठा लें, वो जरूरी नहीं उनके थीम में है तो हम उस वजह से खेल रहे हैं. क्लैश ऑफ क्लैंस आप खेलते हो इसलिए नहीं खेलते कि वो बारबेरियन है उसके अंदर, आप इसलिए खेलते हो गेम बहुत अच्छी है. तो आई थिंक पाकिस्तान थीम में चीज बनाई जा सकती है, लेकिन फिर उस गेम खेलने का मकसद ये ना हो कि हम लाहौर में घूम रहे हैं. उसे खेलने का मकसद ये हो कि गेम बहुत कमाल किया है, बाहर वाले भी खेलेंगे, तब सब खेलेंगे.
Yep.
True.
One more thing, I feel that बाहर के मुल्कों में they don't only depend on the game downloaded का monetary value, they also invest a lot in the marketing side. So for example, if Shida had an actual game character which was, you know, like a collectible character जो पड़ा होता है, I'm sure that would also contribute. Yeah, merchandising, and like we don't even pool into 90% of the चीजें जो बाकी गेम निकलने के बाद जो आती हैं, हम उन चीजों को तो देखते ही नहीं. I think there's more room for growth, and if those sectors also come up side by side with game art and all, so sorry, with game design and all, then it won't be so important कि अच्छा डाउनलोड हुई है उतने पैसे सिर्फ उस चीज से उस एस्पेक्ट से नहीं बनने होंगे फिर. So we need to look into that also in the gaming industry.
Yep.
Kind of.
Yeah. Okay, guys, I have a last question. Like, what's your final message to students and parents?
work on your portfolios, let your kids be whatever they want to be, because अगर उन्हें सारी जिंदगी कोई काम करना है ना, तो आप please, it shouldn't be work for them. It should just be who they are, what they want to do. That's the fastest way they'll be secure and stable in their futures,
Yeah.
in my experience. And focus
Yeah,
on
but-
portfolios.
Yeah, pretty much. I mean, I agree with what Amal said. Parents nowadays, I mean, compared to the previous generation, now parents are much more supportive. They are giving more attention to their children. So I guess they should keep doing that. और look for what they're good at, जिसमें अच्छे हैं वो उसमें उसको promote करें. बाकी चीज़ भी soft, जो उनके लिए soft skills हैं वो भी उन्हें सिखाते रहें. But the things they are really good at, keep promoting them, keep providing them over there, support करते रहें उन्हें. And give them opportunities to shine in those particular areas where they have potential.
Yeah,
I
trust
think,
your
yeah,
kids.
and for me, I'll say work hard and do whatever you are interested in. Yes, earning money is really important, लेकिन try to choose a field जिसमें you are really passionate about. And अगर आपको gaming में interest है, like Amal said, अपने portfolios को strong बनाए and work and
क्योंकि
try to
degree
learn
नहीं
new things also. Exactly. अगर
Yes.
art पसंद है बस एक software सीख के yeah you're done, ऐसे नहीं होगा. In order to progress इस field के अंदर, work hard, try to learn new things.
Yeah.
What I want to say is, like अभी दिन में 24 घंटे होते हैं, 8 घंटे सोते हैं, 8 से 10-12 घंटे काम करते हैं. तो बेसिकली हम अपनी लाइफ में 70-80% काम ही कर रहे होते हैं. तो मेरा पॉइंट ये कि अगर इतना टाइम आप अपनी लाइफ का किसी चीज को दे रहे हो तो वर्थ इट होनी चाहिए.
Yeah.
लाइक वो आपके पर्सनल डिपेंड करता है कि आपका गोल क्या है. अगर पैसे कमाना है तो ऐसा वहां पे टाइम स्पेंड करें जहाँ पे आप पैसा इनफ कमा रहे हो. अदरवाइज अगर आपका शौक है, जिस तरह मेरा पैशन भी गेम डेवलपमेंट था, मेरा प्रोफेशन भी वही है, तो उस अब ऐसे अगर चीज़ हो तो आप उसमें एक्सेल भी ज़्यादा करते हैं. तो आई थिंक ये कि अपनी लाइफ एंजॉय करें, जो चीज़ का शौक है उसे परस्यू करें, लेकिन प्रैक्टिकल होकर. अगर वो वर्थ इट नहीं है तो ना करें. दूसरी चीज़ ये कि चीज़ जिसमें मैं भी स्ट्रगल कर रहा हूँ कि आजकल अब ये टेक्नोलॉजी का दौर है, डोपामाइन एडिक्शन, डिस्ट्रैक्शंस, लैक ऑफ फोकस, ये सब मसले हैं. तो व्हाट आई वुड से इज प्रोक्रेस्टिनेशन, टॉप ऑफ द लिस्ट. व्हाट आई वुड से इज डिसिप्लिन योरसेल्फ, कंसिस्टेंसी लेकर आए अपने में. आज सुबह मैंने सोचा ना कि मैंने ये 4 चीज़ें करनी है, तो वो करनी है. इंसान असल में हैबिट्स का कलेक्शन है, आपके हैबिट्स हैं. अब अगर मेरी हैबिट ये है कि 20 मिनट काम करना है, 5 मिनट मोबाइल यूज़ करना है, तो वो मैं वही करता रहूँगा. तो हैबिट्स अच्छी डेवलप करें, फोकस्ड रहें, कंसिस्टेंसी, डिसिप्लिन लेकर आएँ. फिर आप जो भी कर रहे हैं, आप प्रोग्रामर हैं, म्यूजिशियन हैं, कुछ भी कर रहे हैं, आप जूते सीते हैं, वो चीज़ में आप एक्सेल करेंगे. हर ये एवरीथिंग इज द स्किल. तो वो चीज़ लर्न की जा सकती है इनफ टाइम और डेडिकेशन देकर. सो मेन थिंग इज लाइक द ग्राउंड इज टू बी डिसिप्लिन्ड एंड कंसिस्टेंट. बाकी सब चीज़ें कर लेते हो जो भी कर रहे हो.
Yep.
Yeah.
One last thing. I just
Yeah,
want
sure.
to tell all the kids out there that please don't think that this is like people are not accessible. You can access anyone in the world that you like. You can get in touch with them on Facebook, Twitter, every kind of platform. Everyone's available if you really want to get in touch with someone.
Yeah,
So
and we are
don't let
here to
that
help
stop you.
everyone. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah,
we would love to help.
always.
Yeah.
I guess that's it.
So yeah, I think that's it for today, and we have to stop this session now. And now, yeah, everyone can leave. Okay,
Thank you,
bye
everyone.
guys. Yeah, thanks you for
Take care.
watching.
Bye.
It was
Thank you
amazing.
so much.
Bye, guys.
Yeah,
Yeah.
bye guys.
Had a great session. Bye bye. Take care.
Bye. Take care.